marathon like Zach Bitter.
Explain glycolytic.
So glycolytic means you're burning glucose. You're using muscle glycogen. I know you had, who's a fellow on a couple weeks ago?
Chris Crusher?
No, it was the other guy. It was Andy Galpin.
Okay, yeah.
And he was saying, no, you got to have glycogen. And I'm like, well, to do highly glycolytic activity. And so this is a highly high glycolytic activity. It takes about a minute to a minute 30. And that's intense, like you're going all out, right? And so I was able to break the 50-plus world record in that. And it was when I got to 50, it was 1 minute 18.3 seconds. And so I put it down all the way down to 1:14. So I took 4 seconds off the world record without a single gram of carbohydrate. Totally.
But this is one of the issues with the ketogenic diet. If you eat too much protein, your body converts that protein back to glucose. That's one of the things that they were saying, that you have to have, you're supposed to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 70% fats, 30% proteins.
Right. So this is another sort of thing that I think a lot of people sort of have questions about. One of the things we know about gluconeogenesis, so that's converting protein or fat into glucose, is it's demand driven. So your body doesn't just make it. So if you eat a lot of protein, it doesn't just say, I'm just going to make a bunch of blood sugar for the heck of it, because your body doesn't need it. So one of the things that glucose is extremely important to the body. We need it. It's absolutely. So the nice thing about it is if you regulate it really, really well, and the best way to regulate it really, really well is just to make your own. So rather than, getting it from kombucha or, eating a bunch of carbs, where it's going to be all over the place. So this is what happens. So ketosis, again, I probably spend, significant periods of time in ketosis, but I'm not always in ketosis, and that's not the point of this, But I think ketosis is probably a good thing, periodically. But I don't, like I said, I don't think, we can talk about evolutionary stuff.
But why would it? Excuse me for interrupting you, but why would it vary if your diet's not varying? Why would you be in ketosis or out of ketosis if you're not varying your diet, if you're just eating only meat?
Right. So, because it depends how long I go between meals.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm not,
do you intermittent fast?
So I intermittent feast. So, this is what I think is, I think this is probably more. I will often go. Well, here's funny. So I was in Denver a couple nights ago. I went to the big Brazilian, get down, all you can eat meat place, and I just.
Churrascaria, yeah.
Yeah, I just picked
Fogo de chão.
So I went there and I had them come back 50 times.
Wow.
I clicked everyone. I had 50 friggin' orders of food. It was about 6 pounds of meat. I just put it away in one setting.
You ate 6 pounds of meat? That's insane, dude.
Yeah. So I put away about 6 pounds, and then I'm not hungry for 30 some hours. So I'm basically, it's not that I'm intentionally fasting, it's just I feasted so much that I just don't feel like eating. So here's what I think.
Huh.
Why do you think we have an appetite? What's the point of an appetite?
Tell you when to eat?
Right. And that's exactly right. But if you're eating the crappy wrong food, your appetite's all screwed up. So one of the problems we have is people eating the wrong food. We have all this processed garbage. It's full of calories, sugar and crap, but it doesn't have any nutrients in there. So every time you're hungry, your body's saying, give me more nutrition. Well, if all you do is pour in garbage, you're always going to be saying, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So
plus the insulin spikes.
Yeah, all that stuff. So you want, insulin is not, we need some insulin.
Right.
We need insulin for muscle growth. It's a useful thing. The goal of insulin is not zero. That's what people need to understand. It's not, we don't want our glucose to be zero. We don't want our insulin to be zero. But we don't want it always, always, always spiking. And so, when you eat a big meal of something you're supposed to be eating, and I'll argue that I think meat's a pretty damn good meal, and we can talk about how it's complete or not. But so when you do that, you're just like the next time you're hungry, it's time to eat.
Right.
Your body said, I need energy, so you get it from fat when you eat meat, but I also need structure. And so by eating meat, you're basically giving your body what it's asking for, and I think that works pretty well.
Whose phone is that? That's very interesting because most people would say you should eat a balanced diet, right? Most people would say that in order to be healthy, you should consume a certain amount of fruits, a certain amount of vegetables. You should have some whole grains.
Uh-huh.
You should eat some meat. And if you come along and tell people, this is what I'm doing. I'm eating 6 pounds of meat, and I don't eat for 30 hours. This guy's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds crazy. In 2017, that's crazy as crap. I can point to thousands of people doing it in excellent health, which is interesting. But balanced diet is just a friggin' cop-out. It's like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. So I'm going to